So Dragon Spinjitzu, if you didn't get the tornado, Dragon Spinjitzu. If you don't remember, there's this one scene with Rontu doing Dragon Spinjitzu, and she does it, and you can see, like, I am wondering if Dragon Spinjitzu is is it a different way of learning Spinjitzu? Do dragons have to learn it in a different way than people do? Like, it does not look like it because Ryu had the same training as Sora for Spinjitzu, but I kind of wish it would be. Because, like, if you think about it, it's a different species learning Spinjitzu, and it would be cool. Maybe the beginning, who knows? Like, maybe the beginning is the same. Yeah, maybe the beginning is the same, but maybe when you're learning it in the end, it's different. Because if you saw it, obviously the Spinjitzu was bigger because she's a dragon, and obviously it kind of looked like Airjitsu because she could fly, kind of like. It wasn't Airjitsu, it was more precise, but I wonder, like, it's the same thing with, like, Aaron's and now Sora's, like, this half little Spinjitzu on the beginning. Yeah, that Spinjitzu is, you also learn it differently because the original Spinjitzu you learned with teamwork and stuff like that. And I guess Dragon Spinjitzu you don't have to do that because Ryu's learning it all on his own. There's no other dragons with him to learn the Spinjitzu. So I wonder if Rontu was deciding to teach him the wonky version of Spinjitzu and then learn him after that weird version of Spinjitzu, then how to learn the original version. Maybe that's how it is. Or maybe dragons just don't have that weird version. They can just learn Spinjitzu on their own. And I would actually really like to see this maybe even different learning of Spinjitzu from Ryu. And who knows, maybe even if he got older, maybe because of that Spinjitzu, he could save like a younger dragon, what could even remind him of himself and how Aaron and Sora came and rescued him, and maybe that's what he could do when he's older with Spinjitzu. Maybe that's what Ryu would feel like when he learned Spinjitzu. I'm just saying, and sorry, I had a cough there. And if you kind of looked at it, Ryu, it could also feel like, I feel like Frax in the team, kind of. So you could see that Ryu could maybe be upset if you kind of think about it, because Ryu was most connected to Aaron. Like, everyone noticed it. Ryu definitely was most connected to Aaron. Like, you could kind of see it, in my opinion. So I feel like Ryu being most connected by Aaron, maybe he was be also upset that Aaron's gone, and maybe even later on when Wildfire and maybe Frack, if he joins the team, are learning Spinjitzu by Rontu because Wildfire couldn't learn it at that. Maybe Ryu could even feel bad because Sora learned Spinjitzu, like the weird version of Spinjitzu. She learned that one, and Ryu didn't learn it. So maybe Ryu could even feel upset that he didn't learn Spinjitzu. Like, I could totally see that, and I could see it, and maybe there could be like reasoning because of Dragon Spinjitzu it takes longer time to learn Dragon Spinjitzu than human Spinjitzu, because if you saw it, like, she did the Dragon Spinjitzu, she was flying, so it might take way longer to do the Dragon Spinjitzu And also, if you kind of also think about it, Rontu doesn't. We maybe she does, but we did not see her do spinjitzu on her own on the ground, like just like that, and we did not see that. So maybe that's not even possible for dragons to do. So maybe it's not even possible, like to do it on the ground, the spinjitzu. It's only possible to do it in air. And maybe Ryu could always feel like that it's taking him longer time to learn spinjitzu than the other ninja. The other ninja already knows spinjitzu, and maybe Ryu would not, and maybe, who knows, someone could cheer him up. And I just feel like maybe, I feel like it would be way more interesting if Dragon Spinjitzu would be harder to learn or different to learn than regular Spinjitzu, because we could see like the differences between this how wonky version of Spinjitzu works, or like the original, what we already know, and how does Dragon Spinjitzu work, and how do you learn Dragon Spinjitzu? Maybe we could even get like a full technique. How does Ryu learn to do Dragon Spinjitzu? And maybe even Eagle could help him. Or if all the other ninja already know Spinjitzu, let's just assume, not even this season, like in future seasons, all of the ninja know Spinjitzu, and then maybe Ryu could be Eagle's last student before he dies, and Eagle could be his last student, and I feel like that would be he would be a good student, because his last student would be a dragon, and he didn't trust humans in the beginning, but still I feel like his last student as being Ryu would be really interesting. And you saw how if you like when you saw it, you kind of saw Sora downing Ryu. He was like, oh, he's just a dragon, like no offense, Sora, but dragons are amazing species. Even Wildfire told us, and we knew dragons are amazing species. And I'm just saying, Ryu, when he saw Ronto do Spinjitzu, he looked amazed. He looked inspired. He wanted to learn how long it would take him. He wanted to learn. It kind of reminded me of Eren when I first saw Ryu see her do Spinjitzu. It's like, I feel like we should see Ryu trying to learn Dragon Spinjitzu, and maybe the ninja don't even see him do it and then run randomly, how it was with Eren. He just does it during the fight, and they were like, where did you learn that, buddy? Or something like that. Maybe not that quote, that sounds kind of weird. Like, where did you learn that? Like, obviously. But I feel like Dragon Spinjitzu, maybe Ryu could have like some different way of him using it, or maybe it could be even different than Rising Dragon technique. There was only 3 ways to achieve Rising Dragon technique. Maybe for Ryu, it would be that that the entire Spinjitzu and learning Spinjitzu, every dragon learns it differently. There's no dragon learns it the same. Every dragon learns it by maybe accomplishing something, or maybe doing something even better, but just like every dragon learning it differently could be really interesting, because even if there would be different dragons coming on learning Spinjitzu, it would be still interesting to see this because they all learn it differently if it would be like that. I'm just saying I really want to see Ryu learning Spinjitzu. Even if it would be possible, like Rising Dragon technique would be really cool to see for Ryu. I'm just really excited for like I feel like they're definitely going to have Ryu learn it. Like I don't think that they won't learn it. Maybe it will be late, but I definitely think that they should and will explain this dragon spinjitzu, which would be awesome. And I couldn't wait, and I hope that we see it just that